Listen, Kotoko just completed their game against the Sharks. They thumped them by 3-0. It was celebratory. It was the day they were crowned champions, given the trophy. And the stadium, look at the absolute scenes inside the stadium. It was going mad. It was going crazy. Look at this. What's happening here?
Oh la la.
Oh God.
Oh la la.
Baba Yara. It is phenomenal, isn't it? This was full time, just moments ago, because the game was played at 6:30 p.m. So this was literally moments ago when the final whistle went. And look at that, unbelievable. The Kotoko fans deserve this. Daniel, I'm going to begin with you. It's a party. They brought Kwame Eugene to perform, even before kickoff. Mfege scored twice. Imoru scored the other goal. So obviously, Etuga didn't get to score. That was by Occupying Warriors, and the fans getting to celebrate on a Sunday night. I wish this was a Friday night, because then most of these people know alcohol.
Sets the mood for the weekend.
Yeah,
but look, it's well done to Kotoko, especially the way last season ended. They would have. It really hurt them to lose the title in the manner that they lost it. You go back to that decisive game between themselves and Hearts of Oak, and that very telling statement Nana Yara made at the end of the season, where he said he really felt that they would have won the league had they played in front of their home fans. And then at the end of last season, Kotoko is granted access into the Baba Yara Stadium, and then they do this, win the league with style. It just shows you that he had a point. He had a point last season. When you play all your home games away from home, but you still come agonizingly close and it's snatched away from you. Then the immediate following season, you go on, you get a new team. It's almost a new head coach. You bring in a bunch of players and you're able to produce this at this level. And it was week in, week out. And I always congratulate teams who win the league like this, because it's very hard to keep your mentality at the top level, especially when it looks like you've already won it. Yeah. But for them to keep on going, and then to treat the fans with the performance they did today, it's just the perfect way to end the season. And it's hats off to them. We've been saying hats off to them for the past
of course.
Few months. But look, this
party they deserve it.
They really deserve it. The fans deserve it. The management deserve it. The players deserve it. And I honestly want to tip my hats off to Nana Yara, because he's done some brilliant stuff as a CEO of this club. He's changed the entire brand in Kotoko, from their social media. Everything has changed under him. And for him
taking it a notch higher.
For him to get tangible in terms of a trophy to show for his work, it's really good for him, and it's very good for the club too.
And it's a first trophy for them since 2014, the last time they won the league title. Yeah, you have to go back 8 years. It's a long time.
For Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Very, very long time.
I've forgotten a lot of my sports literature.
I know. But
but 8 years is a long time. I thought they won it, 2-3 years ago?
No,
8 years ago.
Okay,
so those ones were not necessarily.
That's a stopgap competition.
Full season Premier League titles. Right. But we have to congratulate Asante Kotoko for what they've done. They replicated what Hearts of Oak did last season. Hearts of Oak also won the Premier League with a new coach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A new coach, a completely new team. Yeah. This team is almost new. 80 to 90% of the team. The doctor of books, the doctor of books, owned the team. He had issues from the beginning, but they had a flawless run at the start of the season. Yeah. And I remember when he was trying to put the whole team together and their tour of the United Arab Emirates and all of the rhetoric.
People made fun of them.
Yes,
they said they didn't win one game.
So if we're congratulating Kotoko today, we can break it down into three main parts. One, the technical team and the players, and what they have done. We've got to applaud them. Then the management, led by Nana Yara. We met few weeks ago, and we're having a conversation. And he mentioned, he also had the opportunity to go study for his terminal degree, and just around the time he got the Kotoko appointment, so he thought he would put that on hold. And I said to him that, man, this is what you're doing with Asante Kotoko. If you stay another 2 or 3 years, that will be equivalent to being in the classroom for a terminal degree. So he's done well. But also, let's look at the people he's associating with. I heard Danny talk about Nanayao changing everything about Asante Kotoko, etc., etc. I don't remember. I don't forget my literature in that regard. But we remember a certain Herbert Amponsa Mensah in the late 90s. Was it 99, 2000? About when he took over Asante Kotoko. Almost all of the things Nanayao is doing today, we've seen Herbert do, or we saw Herbert do back then. On what 20?
He has a good relationship with
20
Herbert,
years
so
ago. That was the point I was driving at. That he's good friends with Herbert. Herbert is like a godfather. He's referring to him all the time. He's running to him. So this is what happens when you have people who have been there before, seen it, done it, and you can learn from them. You know, because for many years, Asante Kotoko would always have that issue with transition, so that if there's a new management, there's always a friction between what the new management is doing and what the old people did. He seems to at least have brought Herbert Mensah on board. There are other people who administered Kotoko years ago. So maybe with time, he'll find ways of relating with them and getting them to also share their experiences to help him. He's won a trophy. We've got to applaud him for what he's done. And then the third part and final part is the followers of the club, the fans. You know, Asante Kotoko, it's not because some of us love the club, but you always have to give it up for the fans and the contribution they make to making the club what it is. I always believe that Kotoko could be far bigger, far better. Kotoko could be competing at the levels with Ahly and Zamalek and the team that won the Champions League recently, the Wydad Athletic Club, WAC. But that is if Kotoko will try and re-engineer a few things. And it starts at the level of ownership, in my opinion. And then what ownership will do, working with whoever takes over the running of the club, and we require some level of consistency, because Kotoko over the years hasn't lived what it refers to itself, being what the club, the biggest club in Ghana, and the sort of followership they have or following they have, etc. But this is a good start. I pray that they can improve the team going into next season, because they'll play in the CAF Champions League, and it shouldn't just be let's go in there and get out as quickly as we got in.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. And the support is absolutely needed, and both physical and financial, because Nanayao just spoke about the fact that government should be able to step in. When you leave the clubs to just the ownership to run, sometimes it can become difficult. But even in the case of Kotoko, and that's what Ernest said, if you look at the ownership of Kotoko, they should not be struggling for money or begging for money from government, because you're looking at one of the richest stools on the African continent. So, I mean, what else? They owe it to the people to make the club succeed in Africa next season. So let's do that.